Hi there, everybody. Happy quarantine, everybody. I forget what day. I know I'm past 50 because I've been doing Duolingo for a long time and I'm on day 59, I believe. So, but I know I started Duolingo like I'm on a 59-day streak in Duolingo, but I know I started I think I started 2 weeks to the 2 weeks prior to the start of quarantine, so probably we're like on day 70 something. Anyway, um I just came back from a walk. Um uh I went to my park, my local park, and I just was basically in the sun for basically an hour, like just under a tree, just listening to music on my phone with headphones, of course. Not many people like to listen to their music with headphones, but we're not going to get into that, even though that really ground my gears. Um, so I just want to give, I'm trying to have a positive attitude. And yes, I'm human. We're all going to have those days, even when we try to have the most positive outlook on the quarantine. We're gonna have those days where we just what I mean is like we have those days where it's just like I want to jump out of my skin, and literally I felt that way. I just want to jump out of my skin because I can't do anything. And it's not, and I've been seeing a lot of articles on the internet saying, especially when the quarantine started, how introverts are going to like favor how introverts are favorited towards getting through this quarantine a lot better than extroverts, or like articles about how extroverts can find their inner introverts. And it's just like, it's why do we have to make everything about introvert and extrovert? I mean, yes, the world is yes, the world is primarily towards the extrovert spectrum, this the spectrum of extrovert rather than the spectrum of introvert. But everyone's an amber, unless like you're a hermit. Then that makes sense. Then that means you're like 100% introvert, unless you're a hermit. That means like going out and living off in the woods, which I thought of because I would really like that, but I would get tired after a few weeks. Um, I mean, everyone needs their quiet time. Everyone needs to find their own inner self. And there are some people who just have a bigger capacity to do more things and more time with other people, and introverts just don't have a capacity to have ample time with many people. And but that's not what I came on here to talk about. I've come to talk about here as a don't look at me as an introvert or an INFJ or an HSP or an empath. Right now, we are all going through the same thing. In this quarantine, we are all struggling with physical health. We are all struggling with mental health. Now, I have a story well, not a story. It's just an idea I was thinking of when I was walking through my park, and and you know what? Also, I was listening to John Denver as well while I was walking through the park, and while I was just lying in the grass. So that he probably contributed to my thinking of this, because he loves nature, and if you know his music, he loves incorporating nature in his music, and he loved advocating for nature and stuff like that, and that's why I really like his music. And it's just he's just so mellow, and like he was a really cool guy, and like I wish I could have met him. I would have really liked to be his friend. I would have really liked to be his friend. I think he was. I think I was 5 when he died. Um, but I'm up going off topic again. Um, what I was thinking is that aside from everything, I feel like this is a chance for us to not take things for granted anymore. And I think I said this in the last video that I made, but we are always basically looking for a quick fix. I mean, talking to people, we were using letters. Now we're then email, then the phone came out, then email came out, then text messaging came out. Now we got video calls, and it's not the same thing. And it's helpful. We had a flip phone now. Now we had Blackberries now. We have smartphones, and they're all helpful, but at the end of the day, they're not they never validated you. They don't make you whole. They're only material things. And what I'm trying to say is that I was walking through I was walking through the park, and right now in Massachusetts it's like 23 degrees Celsius. I forget I think that's like 70. I haven't used Fahrenheit in so long. You know, once I came from Austria, I just never changed my phone back into Fahrenheit. So I think that's like 77, early 70s, mid 70s probably. I don't know. It's gonna be in the 30s and like on I think tomorrow. So that's like almost 80 degrees. So um so it's just like, wow. I was just looking, I was just walking, and the scenery was just so beautiful. Blue skies, almost no cloud in the sky. um and like my park is big to me. I don't know about every other people's parks, but my to me it's big. um Probably compared to Central Park or the Boston Common, it's not that big, but to me it's big. Um, well, cause and also I'm in Milton, so Milton's like extra tiny. So, um, that's just not. I was thinking like, wow, the sun is. We just take the sun for granted a lot of the time. It's like, wow. I'm just I was just amazed. Um, and I think what song I was listening to that came on while I was walking was Sunshine on My Shoulders by John Denver. And I was just like, wow. And this, if I didn't have the sun, if the sun wasn't around during this quarantine, this quarantine for me could go in a whole another direction. And that's also what John Denver said when he wrote the song Sunshine on My Shoulders. I forget where he was. I think he was in Colorado when it was foggy for a really long time, and then one day it just started shining, and so then he had to write that song. And I've never been in like, and I know like in a lot of places where air quality has gone up. Like if you ever seen pictures of like probably New Delhi, where and they show it side by side of when it was not quarantined and when it was quarantined, and like you can see blue skies in New Delhi. I think it's like that, and like even if even if there wasn't a quarantine, I don't think my life would go very different if I couldn't see the sun every day. I mean, yeah, I know there are cloudy days, but my life would go very different if I couldn't see the sun every day. And to just have to just and also when I was lying down to just smell the pine needles. Um yeah, that people try to put that in a bottle, especially when you buy a fake tree for Christmas. People try to put that in a bottle, but that's no matter how much you try to fake it, it's not the same smell. It will never be the same smell. You either get a strong, either when it's fake, you either get a really strong smell or it's not even close to being the actual smell. And I just I love my town. I really do. Cause for me, if I was in a city, I feel like I couldn't be I couldn't feel like myself, cuz there's not a lot going on in this town anyway, and the simplest things, we have a park, and I can go to a convenience store whenever I want to. Um and that's basically it. And there's a library which I can't go to, unfortunately. I That's why I always look forward to going to the library, walking to the library in the spring. But obviously the library is closed. But fortunately I do have some books. If you cannot see, I still have some books that I am reading. Uh, yeah, here's my books. And if you can see, I do have the Quran here. Where is it? Right here. Yeah. Usually, I got this when I was in school. I think the Muslim group was handing it out, and I just wanted to look at it. I just wanted to study it because I wanted to see what's what about Islam. But I'm going off topic again. So you don't see my closet. Oh, just try to, like, I know it's hard doing stuff, but just try to get out today and just try, no, even if it is a little cloudy out today, in your area, just try and get out. It's spring. Just try and get a little sunlight. I watched this YouTube video today, and yes, and like, yeah, I have an addiction to YouTube. I got a little addicted to YouTube now that I'm basically inside my house almost every day. Well, not almost every day, every day. I was watching this YouTube video, and I think this girl, I forget her name. I believe she lives in Poland. I think she wears 1940s, or I think she wears 1940s. She likes to wear 1940s or Victorian era, or maybe she just switches. Um, and she came across a World War II booklet, and she talked about how similar stuff were. Well, it talked about like how to survive. Like, it was basically how to survive a quarantine, or like stuff like that. And so it was basically, and she said one of the things she said was go through the quarantine like it's a normal day, even though it's not a normal day anymore. We're in the midst of experiencing new normal. Just try to act like it's like nothing's has shifted your whole entire day completely. I mean, maybe, yes, maybe you have been laid off, maybe you have maybe you are furloughed from your job right now, but I still get up. I still try to get up at like around 5 or 6. Now I'm getting up a little later at 8, and I know, no, not at 8, like at 7:30, but and I know I need to get back on track with that. I shower, I put on clothes every day, even though I'm not doing anything. And I actually don't run anymore, cuz I don't know, towards like I stopped running a few weeks ago. Um I just feel like something went wrong, and so I had to stop. Um and also but even though I don't run anymore, I try to I do some, I still do my yoga, and I do I I am following someone on YouTube. Her name is Jessica Smith TV, and she has a lot of great walking workouts, and she does walking workouts, she does cardio, she does strength training, she does all body workouts, and I really like her. Um Actually, I've been following her for a few years, and it's funny because a lot of people say they're gaining weight now. That is the quarantine, but like I'm losing weight. Like, I remember like a few weeks into my quarantine, my my pants actually felt better instead of like, because I remember when I was working, I would put on my pants and my button would like press into my stomach while I was working, but now I put it on and it's not that bad. I'm like, ooh, I'm losing weight. And so and also just go to bed just go to bed on time too, because it makes a difference. It really makes a difference, because I try to still go to bed every 9 o'clock. Sometimes I have been going astray. It's okay to go astray. You even do that when, like, before the quarantine. Sometimes you would, because you want to stay up and watch this thing, you go past your bedtime. I do that. Still watching movies, still watching old movies, not as many old movies as I want to, but a good amount. I've been watching. I haven't been I haven't been watching a lot of TV, because I've been watching a lot of YouTube. And um anyways, I could go on and on about the stuff I'm talking about. Maybe I'll make a video about, like, um stuff that I'm watching right now. There was this really good 40s movie I watched yesterday. It was, I couldn't really tell if it was a comedy or was a crime drama, a film noir, but it was. I loved it. I loved it, and well, I guess they couldn't make it. They didn't want to make it that dark back then, but I liked it. And the main guy was. I'll tell you later. So yeah. So just try to um uplift yourself by staying in a routine, cuz when you wake up and you just have that attitude where, like, I don't know what I'm going to do today. It's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do today, but I know some of the main things that I need to do today. I know that I need to get up at this certain time. I know that I need to work out. I don't have a set time for working out, but I know I need to work out. I work out. I pretend that I just got off work and then I work out. I work out in the evening. Like, cuz, like, I know I get off work at usually around 5 or 6, so I start working out at the evening. That's that's what I have. And I know I have to get up early. I know I have to get up early. I know I have to take a shower. I know I have to get dressed. I know I have to work out, and I know I have to go to sleep. Um, I know I have to go to sleep. At my bedtime, because Mona's gonna tell me don't do it, so I have to tell myself to do it. Because I know, because I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen through the day. But I know what I have to do, and if I know, and yes, there are some days where I just, like, I'm just not feeling it, because the quarantine, no, noticing the quarantine sets in, and you just, like, oh, life is getting on my nerves, so you just stay in bed to protest. But it really it re- to me, it really helps my mental health. And and also, like, it's it doesn't have to be a 30-minute sweat dripping down your face, like in those Gatorade commercials where they're sweating Gatorade. Like, I was when I was younger and I saw those, I was wondering, like, how are they sweating Gatorade? You must have to drink a lot of Gatorade to sweat. But, like, now I just know it's editing. Um like, just, I mean, some when I don't do those workouts, those strength training or cardio workouts that make me sweat a lot, I just stretch a little bit. I mean, you can't not stretch, because then if I don't stretch, my back will hurt because I'm sitting all day doing nothing, and that makes it uncomfortable for me to and I know when I go to sleep, it will make me uncomfortable to go to sleep, cuz and I have to do that. I I can't I can't do that, and yeah, I just know. And I know also, wash your face, not because it's not because of the COVID, but because I don't want to have a face. I know my face, and I know that I have to keep up with my routine, because once this quarantine is over, and just keep reminding, it's going to be over one day. It may seem like it's not over, but it's going to be over. Just remember that, like, I tell myself that once this quarantine is over, I'm not going I'm going to have gonna have to go out, and I don't want to have a face full of acne. And I know if you have that face where you missed at least one day, it sets you back. It sets your whole skincare routine back, and like, you're so like, oh, you have to focus on that pimple, and then with the pimple gone, you have a scar, and with the scar, it's just, it ruins your whole face. And I'm not even that type of person who wears makeup. Um, if you know me, I basically only wear lip stuff, and I didn't even start doing that until like 2 years ago. So yeah. So and yeah, also too, it's just like, when you're getting ready, put on makeup. Put on makeup too. I like it's just a hobby of mine to, if you know me now, I have a bunch of different shades of lipstick. I have a whole bag. All of this is full. I don't know if you can see it. Lip stuff. So yeah. And like, I just like wearing pretty shades of lipstick on. So, and I've told myself not to buy any shades of lipstick, because obviously because I don't want to spend my money frivolously anymore. And just 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 try and pamper yourself during this quarantine. Um and yeah, don't make the quarantine is has shifted your life, but shifted your schedule in life, but it hasn't it it it's done a significant change in your life, but it hasn't rearranged your whole life. I mean, throughout life there are going to be changes. We don't know how big, we don't know how small, and that's why we always need to be ready for when something happens. And we always need to make sure that we can adapt well to the situations that we go through in life. Or else, or then we don't know what the point of living is. that's how I see it. So I am just so that's my take on it. I have some more takes on it. I feel I'll probably tell you more about what I usually do, what else I usually do during quarantine. Um, but that's it for now. Bye, guys.